Featuring
Laura Luptak.
Thank you very much. It is so great to be back here at the Church of Cannabis, even though I don't partake for a few obvious reasons. I am a DEA agent, but I can't be involved with anything that is going to give me the munchies. You can tell by looking, that's pretty obvious. Have you ever noticed how we fat people base everything on the food? I noticed this on myself the other day when somebody stopped and asked me directions, and it wasn't to a restaurant. I'm like, you go down here right past Arby's, Wendy's, Burger King, Taco Bell, Jimmy John's, Subway, Krispy Kreme, and Long John Silver's, and it's that fudge-colored building on the other side of the road. If you get to KFC, you've gone too far. But you can turn around in the Sugar Shack's parking lot and park in front of the custard stand for free. Oh, and today their special is butter pecan. You may not have noticed, I am big, busted. You know, being bosomy can be a real drag. Yeah, it has its perks. But let me put it into perspective for you. If you're an A cup, you got nothing. You better read a book and get smart. Become a doctor, save the world or something like that, because that's all you're ever going to have. Now, if you're a B cup, that'll get you a little something. You can borrow smokes from the same guy all night long, or borrow sugar from the neighbor and not be expected to return it, that kind of thing. If you're a C cup, that'll get you a little bit more. That'll get you manual labor. You find a guy with a truck and some tools, he'll do anything for a C cup. Now, I am a D something cup, and I'll admit that I think I could get away with pretty much anything. I think I could be a spy. I think I could walk right into the Russian embassy and say, I'm here to see the secret documents. And I'd walk out with them stuffed right in there between the old sisters. You know, it's not a secret. Even men know this boob thing. Men aren't stupid. Well, they do ask a lot of stupid questions. Okay? I came out of the bathroom today. I was wrapped in a towel and my hair was wet. I was dripping wet. And we had a little time. So I said to my husband, you want to make love? And he looked at me and said, did you take a shower? No, I fell in the toilet again. I'll be laying down with my eyes closed, and he'll stand over the top of me and say, are you asleep? No, I was practicing being dead, and you fucked that up too. You know, I'd get up from being asleep, and he'll say, how'd you sleep? Laying down with my eyes closed. How do you answer that stupid question? You know, and I've been standing at the door before with bags from my wrists all the way up to my armpits, boxes in my hands, files up to my chin, my keys hanging out of the side of my mouth, and my boss will say, should I get the door for you? No, I might become a paraplegic someday, and this is great practice. Hate stupid questions. Little kids in town have been asking me, what are you going to be for Halloween? I had decided I was going to be Siri. But then I decided I get asked too many stupid questions, so that's a bad idea. But I do have a question. I don't think it's a stupid question. I think it's a personal question. Maybe too personal, but I feel like we're all friends here, and maybe I can ask this. I want to know why men can't, call it making love, Oh, the big scrotum of love says things like, I'm going home to pork my wife, to booger my babe, to hump my honey, to lay some pipe, to hide the salami, to bury the bone, to slap the monkey, to make some bacon, to slam the ham, to stuff the donut, to moisten the wick, to shoot the sherbet, to yodel in the festering tunnel of love, to dine at the Y, to munch the rug, to do the five-knuckle shuffle, to whack Willy Wonka into Wonderland, to drive up the Hershey Highway, to bump the nasty. You know, men say all this stuff and then they wonder why women say, men are dogs. Well, I don't say that. I don't think men are dogs. I think women are dogs. Dogs are smarter. Have you ever seen a cat sit, fetch, play dead, roll over, do anything on command? Have you ever seen a dog fall in the toilet or the fish tank? And dogs will lead you to better places. Have you ever seen anybody gracefully walking a cat on a leash? And I, for one, have never seen the fire department up in a tree trying to get somebody's dog down. And cats get all up on your shit, like your computer keyboards and your countertops. Dogs won't do that. And dogs know when you're sad. And they try to comfort you like a woman. Cats don't care how you feel, as long as you remember where the can opener is. Dogs, they try to listen to you, I guess. I mean, they will tilt their head and try to understand what it is you're saying. Cats just meow, walk off, stare out the window, hack up a fur ball, and go to sleep somewhere. Dogs are always happy to see you, even if you come home in a really bad mood, cussing, kicking, screaming, throwing things around. They don't care, they still love you. And they jump around all over the place. They make it obvious, like a woman. Oh, you're home, you're home, you're home. Oh, I missed you, I missed you, I missed you. Want to play, want to play, want to play. I love you so much, I love you so. Ooh, squirrel. I believe are like dogs. You leave us alone all day long, we will rearrange the place. We will drag everything out of your bedroom. And if you've made us mad or sad before you left, we will rip apart the sofa. Men are like cats. If they're left alone all day long unsupervised, they will eat, sleep, and probably pee somewhere they're not supposed to. I am a mother. My kids are older now. They're in their 20s, a son and a daughter. But I remember before I was a mother, and my friends with kids would say, you aren't truly blessed until you have children. Well, I guess I was pretty selfish because I loved that time to myself. I would take bubble baths, and I would take showers and wash my hair, and I always wore clean clothes. Got my kids graduated and out of the house. I actually went back to school and worked on some of my degrees. And I am now a CTSD expert, which basically means I clean up all the hazardous stuff at crime scenes. And I have my kids to thank for that training. Because when they were little, my job was the vomit catcher. My son would be like, and I was always right there with my shirt tail to catch it. Sorry, Mommy. Oh, that's okay, sweetie. I'm a mommy and I'm truly blessed. I would hook those Walmart bags around his ears. What's this, Mommy? It's a game. You get all the vomit in the bag and you win a prize. I taught both the kids, if you're ever sick, do not come looking for me. Stay where you're at and just yell. It's so much easier to clean up a puddle than a trail. Mothers that made it look so easy. You know, those kind that make their own baby food and they make their own kids' clothes. They make their own laundry soap. Those are the kind of mothers I just wanted to punch right in the garbage compost. I was too busy for that shit. I'd roll my kids a jar of food. Hope you can open it. There's a bottle in the microwave. Mommy can't get the cork out of hers. It's nice now because the kids are older and we can have adult conversations. You know, conversations that involve more than 3-word sentences. Like, get your shoes, close the fridge, open the door, let's go now. I said now. We're gonna be late, move your ass. Is that clean? Did you pee? Go pee now. Oh my God, what is that? Don't touch that, eat your food. You did what? Because I said. Oh no, you won't. Yes, I will. No, you can't. Yes, I can. Smack your mouth. Fine. Tell Grandma. You hate me? I hate you. You know, but in the news these days are all these parents that are killing their children. You know, the number one problem is that any moron can make a baby. Some of these people cannot even put together a bookshelf. But they get drunk, I guarantee you, they don't go in the next room in the morning and find a perfectly well put together bookshelf standing there. But that's how easy they can make a child. You know, if your kids are being brats and you just can't handle being a parent, don't kill the child. Do like I did. Find one of those restaurants that's open 24 hours that has a play area. After 24 hours, they will not remember what they were whining about. And you won't have to cook dinner. I called it the McSitter. That is my time. You know, they called me Laura Luptak. I do have a stage name. It's Loopy Laura. Sometimes they just call me a distraction. Sometimes they call me a disappointment. Sometimes they just call me next. That just makes me feel so cheap and dirty and used.
Featuring Laura Luptak.
Ladies and gentlemen, our favoritist of DEA agents, please give it up for Laura Luptak. Give it up.
You know, since I don't partake, for obvious reasons that we've talked about before, I just have to ask this feeling of sadness with this being the last comedy grinder, is this what it feels like when you lose your buzz? Because it's weird. It's a weird feeling. It's disappointing. Yeah, my boss always says that's me. But you know what? Since Jerry has worked so diligently and done good, I have gotten a lot of good paying comedy gigs now. And that's nice. That always makes you feel good when you get a good paying comedy gig. But my first one was like, I feel like such a prostitute. It's kind of the same. You get paid to get laughed at. Hey, I was telling you, my boss, he likes to call me a distraction. He likes to call me a disappointment. He's an asshole. He is the biggest asshole I have ever met. And I do say asshole because an asshole is the type of person that is constantly asking you something, or constantly asking you how to do something, and then when I tell him, he doesn't do it that way. I was on scene last week, and he comes up behind me, taps me on the shoulder, points to one of the deceased and says, "What's that man doing over there?" Nothing! He's just laying there, he's dead. Asshole. Asshole. And he got on the radio one day and he said, 2396, what's your ETA? I radioed back 20. 45 minutes later, when I arrived, he's glaring at me. Thought you could drive faster, where in the hell have you been? Well, I saw my ex-husband on the side of the interstate. he was broke down, had a flat tire. He said, "Oh, well, how nice of you to swallow your pride and stop and help him." Oh, no, you stupid asshole. I didn't stop. I had to drive by 9 times before he saw me laughing at him. Stupid asshole. And he said, "You need to come in my office." Okay, well, his office is in a glass cylinder in the middle of the room so that he can watch everything around him, kind of like a caged animal at the zoo. And he was watching me. Well, I have this gunshot wound, so I walk like this. And he's waiting and he's watching, so I just start picking things up on the way to his office. A stapler, an umbrella, some gummy worms, a cup of coffee, some biohazard bags, a couple body bags. I go in, before he even tells me to, I set him down on his desk and I sit down and he said, "Do you know why I called you in here to talk?" Obviously not, or I would have already said I don't give a shit. I said, "Nice." I said, "Okay, I'm sorry." "Sir, what did you need to talk about?" "Well, shit, I don't remember now." So I got up, took the gummy worms, left everything else, and walked out. He's such an asshole. We have these morning meetings, okay? And he asked me last week, he said, "You're this big-time comedian." He said, "Why don't you run one of the morning meetings and maybe they'll pay attention. Put some humor in it. Maybe they'll pay more attention to you than they do me." Okay, well, the most funniest thing is to talk about him, but I couldn't really do that with him there. So I just started the meeting with the funniest thing that I could think of, which was a screenshot of my paycheck. From the back of the room, I hear him yelling, "Be nice!" He ran the morning meeting this morning, and he says, "Nobody is allowed to come into work from now on until you leave your problems at the door." It was dead silence. I got up, walked over, handcuffed him, took him out the door, shut the door, walked back in, and went to work. He's pounding on the door, yelling, "Laura, be nice!"